Hey guys, this is Matimi0, and today I'm here to bring you some Black Ops gameplay and commentary. And for today's video, we're going to be playing on the firing range, and we're going to be playing some Domination. And I must say that this map is extremely fun. It's very close quarters, and the three flags are extremely close to each other. So it definitely makes for some fast-paced gameplay. And so I hope you guys enjoy it. So the setup I am using the commando gun, and I must say that this is a fantastic weapon. Not only does it sound awesome, but it definitely is awesome. And I think right here, yeah, the RC car or whatever it's called, that was embarrassing. But yeah, the commando weapon is definitely a great all-around weapon. It's great up close. It kind of suffers at long range because it's got some kick to it, but yeah, that can be overlooked because it definitely packs a punch and it's fairly accurate. So compared to I would definitely compare this to the FAMAS. I'm not sure if I like it more or less, but it's definitely a very competent weapon. And in this game, I'm not actually using any attachments. This was one of the earlier games, and I like to, when I get a new weapon, to actually not use any attachments and then play a couple of games with the bare bone weapon. And then once I get a better feel for the gun, I will kind of come to the conclusion as to what attachments would actually improve the weapon. And at least in my opinion, the iron sights for this are great. I don't really think it needs a red dot sight or an ACOG or anything like that. I've tried the silencer and that didn't really work out for me, and I just think that the extended mags definitely really help this gun out. So if you want to try the commando out, I would definitely use the extended mags with it. As for my perks, I am using, I believe, Ghost, Sleight of Hand, and Hacker. Don't actually look at or disregard the perks that are to the right of the screen. I don't know why it says Hardline, Steady Aim, and Second Chance. That is definitely not what I'm using. It's kind of obvious because actually when I reload my weapon, it's a lot quicker than normal. So I think that's just a bug, and I think they fixed it since then. I don't think I've had that problem since. So disregard that. But the reason why I'm using Ghost is just because it's an all-around great perk, and I don't really feel very comfortable with the enemy knowing where I'm at if they have the UAV up or the spy plane, whatever you want to call it. And even though I'm not actually using a silencer, I still feel more comfortable having Ghost on. And as for Sleight of Hand, it is definitely my favorite perk for the second slot. I don't really enjoy using Steady Aim. I just don't feel very comfortable firing from the hip, so I just kind of avoid it altogether and just use Sleight of Hand. And as for the third perk, it's kind of a toss-up. I really like Hacker, but I know a lot of people also like to use Marathon. So, as for the first perk, I figured I should mention this, but since this is Domination, an adequate first perk would be Flak Jacket, because if people are going to be throwing a lot of grenades at the bomb, or not the bomb sites, but the flags, and you're trying to capture it, it can definitely save your life a lot. So that's it for the perks. But for this map, I figured I should give you guys some helpful tips as to where you should probably locate yourself. And the building I was just in is fantastic for if you have A and B, because you have line of sight of both of them from that building, and it's a quick couple of steps to defend either or. So it's definitely a very solid place to kind of camp out and protect both the A and B flag points. If you actually have C or B, the one I was in earlier, and hopefully I'll be able to point that out here in a second. Actually, the building with the 3 next to it, that building is fantastic for if your team has both B and C. So I would definitely recommend, if you have either or, to kind of camp out in those buildings and make sure that you have them secured, and it's definitely going to help your team out and allow you to win the game. But right here, I actually get the dogs, and I definitely would recommend, if you have the chopper gunner and then you have also one more kill streak after that, is to not actually call in the chopper gunner and wait and try to get your next kill streak. So in this case, I got my dogs and I waited to get them, because if I immediately went into the chopper gunner and I died if someone was able to sneak up on me before I was able to take them out from the helicopter, and they kill me, then that means my kill streak is over and I won't actually be able to get to the dogs. So I recommend just kind of waiting out, and once you've got the chopper gunner, just keep fighting, keep going, and try to get to your next kill streak. If you die, that sucks, but once you respawn, you're gonna have the chopper gunner, so that's not too bad. But like I said, you definitely don't want to run the risk of dying while you're up in the air and risk not actually getting your 11th kill streak. So that is definitely a big recommendation for me. Now, a thing that I'm definitely noticing that the enemy team usually, or even my team, doesn't really like to do is when someone is in the chopper gunner is they just feel like they shouldn't get any anti-air or pull out any anti-air at all. They just kind of like, yep, I'm going to take this so hard. And that's exactly what this enemy team does here. They really don't do anything to actually take me out. I don't even think anyone shoots at me with their weapons. They're just like, yep, we're gonna take it and we're gonna like it. But to be completely honest, you're definitely going to want to take out the air support as quickly as possible, because the longer you actually wait to take it out, the longer and harder it's going to be for your team to actually get back in the game. And in this case, the enemy team actually just lets me have my full duration of the air support, and I don't want to say it was because I actually had the chopper gunner that the enemy team loses, and they actually do lose this game. But it definitely was a contributing factor, and they definitely would have benefited from taking me out as quickly as possible, and it would have been easier for them to actually try and get back into the game. But I actually wanted to ask you guys, do you think that the chopper gunner is overpowered? And right there, I just got embarrassed. Yeah, that was sad. But yeah, at least in my opinion, the chopper gunner is it's a very powerful kill streak, but I don't think it's actually overpowered. And the reason why I say this is because in some instances, I will call it in, and then right when I get ready to start shooting people in the face, the enemy team pulls out, or two of the enemy team pulls out some sort of anti-air and then immediately takes me out, and I actually, in some cases, don't get any kills. And this is pretty frustrating when it happens, but to be completely honest, I think that this just makes the kill streak balanced. So yeah, it is really powerful if you're allowed to stay up in the air, but once the enemy team actually, uses their noggin and takes you out, it definitely just completely nullifies the kill streak altogether. So in my opinion, it is definitely a very powerful kill streak, but definitely a balanced one. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think it should be nerfed, like the damage? Do you think it should take a little bit longer for you to actually take someone out? Or do you think it should have some extra flares to protect itself? I think it only has one flare now, but do you think it should be increased to 2? Yeah, guys, just let me know. But on a completely different note here, I wanted to make some quick tips for just domination in general. And I find that a lot of times when your team actually has two flag points, a lot of the times your allies will go for the third, for the complete domination, and I would actually kind of advise against this. And the reason why I say this is because once they only have one spawn point, it's pretty obvious to know where they're actually going to be spawning and where they're going to be heading, or where they're going to be coming from. And this allows you to either flank them or get to the position where you're not actually going to get shot from behind. So going for the third flag can be, rewarding, and if you can actually hold it, it's definitely pretty awesome. But once you actually go for the third flag, the spawns start to completely mix up. They start spawning everywhere, and it makes it a lot harder to actually defend all three. And in some cases, there's been games where we'll actually get the complete domination, but then a couple minutes later, they'll actually get the complete domination on us, or have just 2, and they'll actually come back and win the game. And this is pretty frustrating when it happens. So if you have 2, I would just be satisfied with that and try to hold those for as long as possible, because you're definitely definitely going to make your job easier to hold them off and get a lot of kills. I actually think I get to the chopper gunner here in a second. But because the game is about to wrap up, I wasn't actually able to use it and get any kills, so that was a little disappointing. But this about wraps up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned a couple of things. Hopefully my rambling wasn't too ridiculous. But if you like what you saw and you would like to see more videos from me, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I plan on making a lot more Black Ops videos in the near future. But also make sure to subscribe to NGT Games. They have a lot of great content that I know you guys will really enjoy. But yeah, guys, have a good one and take it easy.
Hey guys, we're on Facebook. Check the description of this video for the link to our new Facebook application. Subscribe and get our latest video updates posted right on the wall on your own Facebook page.